Hello, hello, hello. I think we're live now, and I hope that you guys can hear me. I'm gonna be talking some shit here, just so I can make sure that I can hear myself. Now, and I hope that you guys can hear me. I'm gonna be talking some shit here. Just also, the audio should be a lot better in this stream. So I was just sorting that out for literally 10 minutes. That's why I run overtime a little bit here. I do apologize for that. But yeah, welcome to the stream. I'm not sure if there's anyone actually watching this right now, but this is going to be yet another Golang / front-end stream where we're going to go over one of the technologies. In this case, we're going to be looking into, I guess, Tailwind. So yeah, welcome. Peter, sir, welcome, dude. Hope you're doing well. How's it going, man? One of the things that I didn't notice in the other stream is I can see this annoying thing here. There you go. Now we should only see the chat itself. In fact, can we increase it a little bit? There you go, increase that. And then here. There you go. So yeah, hopefully you should be able to see everything now. So yeah, Peter, how's school going, man? How is university? Have you finished it yet? You had all your exams? Have you got any projects? What is it going, my man? What's happening? Slow and steady, progressing. Hate to see some front end shit. Yeah, thank you. Yeah. Me too. I'm here to see some front end shit, dude. I have no idea where the stream is going, but let's try it out. I also got one of, I've got one of these like graphics tablets, so we can write some notes on the screen now. A lot easier, because usually when I use something like Excalibur, I have to use my mouse and the keyboard, rely on my mouse and the keyboard. But I can kind of hopefully, yeah, make some notes now, right? So does it? Cool. Does it work with pressure? Oh, it does. Yeah. Nice. Excalibur is amazing. So yeah, anyway, so like Tailwind, if you don't know, Peter, I think you're the only person here. It's like a framework that generates your CSS files for your website, right? So you may have, let's say this is your beautiful web page, and you've got like a bunch of styling shit here, and you've got like some columns there, and then some text here. You basically style all of it. Where is the stroke width? You style all of it on your HTML file. So for example, you'd have like an article, right? So article. And then you'd have like the class, I guess. Attributes. And then in here, you'd put like your HTMX. Sorry, not your HTMX. Your Tailwind stuff, right? So like you can put width 90, for example. I know that's one of them. And then it kind of reads like Tailwind will then read everything. You'll read all of how you're using the CSS classes, and then it would kind of generate the CSS file. So but what's important is that it only includes things that you used, right? So that's what that is what Tailwind does, and I'm interested to see how this is going to pan out, how this kind of can help us with our website, because you can create very sophisticated looking websites with very minimal CSS basically. But yeah, there are some additions that I made to the CMS since we've streamed last time. So let's go over them because they're actually quite good. I mean, it's just one minor addition, but yeah. So we've got Urchin here. Let me just check. I'll make sure that. Let me just do a poll. Well, let's code him. So basically, what I've added was I've added an admin application, right? So it doesn't just have the web application running. You can also have you also have an admin application that listens on a different port. This may or may not be a good architectural decision for this application, because my idea was like, yeah, if it's in the same app, then the admin stuff is going to be exposed all the time. But obviously we don't have anything like authentication or anything fancy like that. So a good way of doing this is like, instead of running all your admin in the same application, why don't we create a different application just for the admin stuff? In that way, if you're actually using this website on production, which I will be eventually, maybe in a few weeks, I don't have to export the, I don't have to open the ports for the admin stuff for the world, and it will just be open for me. And it's a bit easier to do something like that in AWS. So Joey, welcome, dude. So yeah, I mean, let's actually run this so you can kind of see what I mean. If I do a make build, oops, that you can see that it built my Urchin admin, which is the that application that I told you about, which does all the admin stuff, and then Urchin itself, right? So if I run Urchin, for example, right now, if I run Urchin, it's still listening on port 8080, which will probably like reverse proxy later on with Gin or something like, or with Nginx or something like that. You can see the posts here. What I've done on the admin application is currently you can only add posts, right? So you can add, remove, delete, and then modify or update posts. So I've implemented all the endpoints, sorry, all the methods needed for the post resource, basically. So I've got put, get, post, and delete, right? So let me show you an example of that. So if we were to get a nice example here of a markdown example, I guess. Let's see if we can add a nice markdown post. Right, we're gonna have to convert this to JSON. I want to escape everything, but I don't want to do it by hand, so escape JSON strings. Can we do this online? Yeah, there you go. So okay, agree and proceed. Escape to JSON, and we have all of that, right? So I'm just gonna copy it. The reason being is I'm gonna show you how to add posts now. So we have the Urchin admin, as I said, which is a different application. It runs separate to the web application itself. Again, it is a web application, but it's a REST API where you can modify the Urchin stuff with it. So for example, I've got Postman here, and I've already added, hopefully, the endpoints you can access. My voice broke out there a little bit. And if you look at the Urchin admin, we've got like a get post, which is an endpoint you can hit to actually just get a post. For example, I get the post with ID 1. There's add a post, which is going to be using now, I guess. And we can also remove a post. So for example, let's remove the last post that we had. Which post is this? The ID is here, so it's 3. We can remove that. Let's try and remove that. On the body, I think we said, yeah. So let's send that. And you can see that he removed things. So we're gonna check that out in a bit. So hopefully, like, it shouldn't be on the database anymore. And if it's broken, we'll fix it. But I think this should be working. But yeah, let's play with adding a post, right? So adding a post is very, very easy. You just basically hit the post's resource URI at the top, send a post request to it with the content excerpt and then a title. Excerpt, I made a typo there. So content, let's put it as the markdown example page. And then we can add that string here, right? There you go. So hopefully this is gonna work. I'm gonna save it, I'm gonna send it. And we can see that we got a post ID 4, right? So essentially this just adds the post to the database, nothing interesting there. And if we now run the Urchin application on the side, so obviously we can run these at the same time. They're in different ports, they don't collide anyway. But, oh, okay. What did I do? I clearly messed up here. Okay, I set the title as the content. That's my bad, guys. Let's make that. Yeah, there you go. That's fine. We can delete it, right? So which ID is this? This is ID 4. In fact, this 3 is still there because we did delete it. No, 3 is not there. Good. So we got an error. You can see that I don't really have the errors all formatted quite nicely, but yeah, what we can do is we can delete post 4. Let's remove post, send it, and it shouldn't be here anymore. So if we do this, let me run the admin and the application at the same time. This is getting confusing, right? Okay, so they're both running, the admin and the actual application. Let's remove it. We remove post 4. So in essence, we shouldn't see this anymore in there. And there you go, it's gone. But if we now properly, I guess, add the post. So we've got the content here, and then the title should be here. Oh, let's beautify. Okay, and send it. And we've got ID 5. We've got the post ID 5. And there it is. So hopefully we should be able to see it. There you go. That's basically it. We just added a post with the admin thing. Currently, I only support adding posts, but I guess I'll extend it to adding pages and stuff as well. I just need to see where this web application is actually going to end up. Currently, I'd like to write it in a way that anyone can use it for writing their very simple blogs and change it to suit their own templates and stuff. Partly why we're doing Tailwind today, because I want to see how flexible it actually makes the application to random users out there. But yeah, I still need to think about this whole CMS and see how I'm going to package the whole thing. So yeah, anyway, let's get into Tailwind, right? I was just talking a little bit about what we've actually implemented. I think it was yesterday, I implemented it yesterday. I had some free time when I'm not streaming, so I can get down and basically just code without any distractions, which means I can get a lot done in a very short amount of time. But yeah, today we're going to do some Tailwind, so welcome. Anyway, yeah, Tailwind. Why Tailwind? Well, I see a lot of people using Tailwind out there, and I kind of want to basically validate whether or not it is actually worth implementing or worth supporting Tailwind on the CMS. Just because, currently I'm using simple.css, which just, every website looks the same with that CSS file. Which is nice to get something going, but if I want anything more complex or anything better looking, I need to look at something like Bootstrap or any other kind of CSS framework out there. And Tailwind seems to be a very minimal one, or it claims to be anyway. So it claims to just package what you use, right? So that's what I'm looking forward to. One of the things I didn't like is that the installation guide here kind of tells you to install Node, and I was like, I don't really want to install Node for this, because the point of this project is so we don't have to use any JavaScript at all. Hence why we're using like HTMX on the form handling and stuff. But then I also figured out that they have a standalone CLI tool here, so that's what we're going to try and do now. We're going to install the CLI tool. Let's look at the latest releases. So let's just see what they're doing in the first place. So they get the release here, and they chmod the application, the binary, and then move it to Tailwind CSS. You can also include CDN links. Yeah, you can do that, but that means you're going to be downloading the entire thing, right, Joey? I kind of want to just package what I'm using, which is what I thought this was for, right? I thought this is Tailwind kind of like looks at your HTML file and then just only exports the CSS that you actually use when you run the generator that they have. Correct me if I'm wrong here, Joey. I never used it. You have. But I would like to just include what I'm using, basically. There you go. Compile and minify your CSS for production. That's what I kind of want to do. So first of all, yeah, let's install this standalone application. Yeah, I think you're right, but I thought you wanted to try it out first. But yeah, makes sense. Yeah, we'll try it out, but I'd like to try it out properly. Might as well, go the whole way while as we're here, right? Otherwise, I would have just used Bootstrap 4 or 5. I've actually used those before. So anyway, right, where is it? Where is the latest release? Robin, welcome, Robin. Yes, Tailwind, yay. So we need this one here, I believe. So copy link, and then let's doubly get it. You just missed an amazing demo, Robin and Griffin. Welcome, of what we implemented in the Urchin CMS in the past 2 days. So it might be worth going back like 10 minutes and seeing how I've decided to create the admin application that just adds posts to it. A bit of a pain in the ass. I had to end up using npm. Ooh, right. Let's hope that we don't have to use npm here. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to go into my temp directory. Do I have a temp directory somewhere? Yeah. And then I'm going to doubly get this binary. I mean, I guess it's still like whatever I'm downloading seems to be an executable, but it's probably something like, you know, a Python executable where it includes the runtime with it, right? So it's not really a compile down. So chmod +x, and then we got Tailwind CSS, and then can we actually run this? Yeah, we can. Hey Ayub, welcome to the stream, man. I never worked with Tailwind myself. I always use Bootstrap because I know it, but Tailwind sites look better. Oh, cool. Yeah, I mean, I used Bootstrap quite a lot as well for personal projects before. But you know, it is huge, right? And then you have to obviously include the whole of Bootstrap, not just like part of what you're using. So yeah, Tailwind, CSS, simple.css, output.css. Right. Can we look at an example now? Get started. Okay, we've got started. Let's add. Let's make a dir for Tailwind here, right? So we move Tailwind dirs to Tailwind binary, and then we can kind of go into my zshell rc and add that on the path, right? By the way, can I ask you guys if the audio is actually good? Like, is it better than before? Because I've changed some audios. I put my microphone like farther away from myself, so you can't really hear me breathing as much anymore. But yeah. Sounds good to me. Thank you. Yeah, sounds good. Thank you guys. I just wanted to make sure that it doesn't sound just as bad as the previous streams. So we've got home, materials temp, and then we've got Tailwind bin. Right, that's it. And then we can source zshell rc. And do we have ooh. Oh, let's add an ADIS as well, I guess. Do I have an alias somewhere? Do I have an alias section by any chance here that I may... No, yeah, my alias section is up here. I'll just put it down there then. Alias Tailwind equals this. And then again, we're going to resource it. And for the Tailwind now, we should be able to see. There you go. Good. Yeah, fine. Now let's see if we can get like a quick example. So now, okay, Tailwind in it, create a Tailwind config file. Yeah, let me make a directory for that. Tailwind guide. Ooh. I need to move this because it's affecting my typing, essentially. There you go. Now better. If we go into Tailwind guide, we got Tailwind init, right? And what do we get inside here? Let's see. got to go to sleep, available on the weekend. Thank you for joining you. And before you drop, dude, you know, drop a like, because it helps me out a lot. In fact, all of you that are watching now, please click on the like button. It's actually crazy. There you go. Like I'm gonna be showing you something cool, I guess. It's crazy how well my streams do when you guys click on the like button after the actual stream. So let's take an example here. Let's take an example that is actually not very good. So maybe I have to go back a few, you know, this one here. When I did an audio visualizer, I was working on the audio visualizer with Qt and C++. I didn't ask anyone to like the stream, so I didn't get many likes at the end. So what happens is YouTube doesn't actually show it to many people on the day after and the days after. However, when I ask you guys to like videos, which I've started doing precisely like about this video here, this is the live that I started basically asking them and begging you guys to like the video. YouTube starts showing those streams to way more people on the upcoming days, right? So it's just something that you can do that will help out quite a lot, especially like the smaller streamers when you do watch them. Make sure you drop a like, and if you can, drop a comment as well on the video, because it shows engagement, and that's what the algorithm likes. But yeah, I mean, I was stupid not to kind of do that before because I was wasting a lot of potential here on the videos. But yeah, we're doing good. We're growing the channel quite a lot, and I, thank all of you for that, by the way. We're literally getting on average something like 500 views a day, which is a lot more than it used to be. Like last year, we're averaging something like 100 to 200 views a day, and then like all the Golang kind of helped to exponentially grow those amounts of views there. So thank you all, guys. Anyway, Tailwind config. What do we have here? I have no idea what this even is. I guess this is JavaScript. This is, I'm not even gonna try. I'm not even gonna try and decipher this, but let's try anyway. So we import Tailwind CSS config, module exports, content, theme, extends, plugins. I guess we'll take a look at that. I think it might have something to do with your first Go video as well. At least that's how I found your channel. Oh shit, that's amazing. And I know there are quite some people looking for Go videos. That's cool. I didn't know that, but yeah, I'm glad I started doing Go videos. Go is one of those like inoffensive languages that is kind of very simple, and it has really good. It has a really good architecture behind it as well. Like it has modules. You don't have to worry about like raw memory stuff because it has garbage collection. So it's like the perfect language for backend development, in my opinion. I mean, even better than Rust, I'd say. I prefer Go to Rust for backends, just because it's a bit more similar to what I'm actually used to, like C and C++ and Python. So yeah, same here. Oh, thank you guys. I'm glad. I mean, I started doing Go. Otherwise, I wouldn't have known you, right? Anyway, going back to the guide thing. Start a watcher. What is a watcher? I don't know what a watcher is. Compile and minify your CSS for production. We've even bundled the latest versions of all of our first-party plugins. So if you want to use them in your project, just require them in your Tailwind config.js, just like you would in a node-based project. Cool. No. How does it work? We didn't rewrite Tailwind in Rust or anything yet. We're actually using PKG, a really cool project by Vercel that lets you turn, there you go, I told you, it's exactly like Python. It turns a node application project into an executable because it probably includes the Node.js runtime in it, right? This is what makes it possible for you to use a Tailwind config.js file without the full power of JavaScript rather than a static format like JSON. I'll read the messages in a bit. Which CLI should I use? If you are already using the npm project, use npm distributed version of that CLI that we've always provided. It's simpler to update. The file size is smaller, and you're already in the ecosystem anyways. There's no benefit at all to using the standalone build. If on the other hand, you're working on a project where you don't otherwise need Node.js, like we are, the standalone build can be a great choice. If Tailwind was the only reason you had a package.json file, this is probably going to feel like a nicer solution. Yeah, I guess so. chat now. Go plus HTMX plus Templ has become a thing. A lot of people trying it out nowadays. So you've jumped on the train at the right time. Yeah, I mean, I figured it out, I guess, right? The watcher will watch certain files for Tailwind syntax and automatically update the output files. Cool. So I should add a watcher to my CSS file, I guess, right? Right. Is there an actual? I mean, this is not really an introduction article, is it? Editor setup. Oh, please don't. There's a VS Code extension, so let's install that. I've got so many VS Code extensions, dude. Like, there you go. We're installing that one. Using with preprocessors. Since Tailwind is a post-CSS plugin, there's nothing stopping you from using it with SARS. Let's start. Okay, I have no idea what those words even mean. No. Optimizing for production. Getting the most performance out of Tailwind. I'm just going to skim through this, see if there's anything important here. Tailwind CSS is incredible performance focus and aims to produce the smallest CSS file possible by only generating the CSS files you're actually using in a project. Yeah, we knew about that. Netflix uses it, and it's only 6.5 kilobytes. That's pretty cool. For the smallest possible production build, we recommend minifying your CSS with a tool like CSS Nano and compressing CSS with Brotli. Well, no Brotli though, that's a C library. It's a lossless data compression algorithm developed by Google. Yeah, boys. In fact, if you install any third-party dependencies with Conan, you most likely be including Brotli as well. Oh, like Qt depends on there, OpenCV depends on there. It's quite a lot of shit actually. If you're using Tailwind CLI, you can minify CSS by adding the minify. Cool. If you've installed Tailwind as a post CSS plugin, I have no idea what that is. Browser support. In general, Tailwind CSS v3 is designed for and tested on the latest stable versions of Chrome, Firefox, and Safari. It does not support any version of IE, including IE 11. Yeah, no one uses IE anyway. This song kind of sucks. I'm gonna skip it. Okay. When do I actually get to the tutorial though? So, utility first, fundamentals. Building complex components from a constrained set of primitive utilities. Using utility classes, okay. Can we add this to a file and then see what happens? Right. Do they actually have a tutorial? Like, here's a simple example, and here's how you can run it through the compiler, and here's how you get your CSS out. That's what I'm looking for. Is it anywhere? Am I just being blind here? Oh, this is the entire documentation. Maybe we need to Google, right? Maybe we can Google something here. Free code camp. Why not? Let's check it out. Writing CSS can be really difficult, period. And I get it. It can be frustrating to nail down your own ideas or the design you get from your design team. I'm sure many of you have gone through some pain, at least for a few times in your development careers. Well, not anymore, because it's time to learn an interesting tool that takes away a lot of the burden from us. And it's not Bootstrap, it's called Tailwind. I found a simple guide from Windows. I know you're on Linux, I'll ping me on Discord. Let's see. when you do ping me, I'll hear it now. For now, we're going to read this. While Tailwind has been around for a while, you may not have come across it yet. Perhaps you just haven't heard about it. Oh, okay, this is Blow. This is introduction Blow. What is Atomic CSS? Before jumping into Tailwind CSS, let's understand what Atomic CSS is according to CSS Tricks. Atomic CSS is the approach to CSS architecture that favors small single-purpose classes with namespace on visual functions. It's kind of like making classes that are supposed to achieve a single purpose. For example, let's make a background blue class with the following CSS. Okay, now if you add this class to a h1 tag, you'll get the background blue with the color being this, as you can see in the code above. Yeah, and here's the HTML. Okay, yeah. Now imagine writing such useful single-purpose CSS rules and keeping them all in your global CSS file. Yeah, not ideal. I've done that. I know it's a one-time investment, but think of this. You can now use the single-purpose helper classes from anywhere you want. You just need your HTML file to consume that global CSS file, and that's it. You can now use your combinations of these helper classes in a single HTML tag. Let's see another example. Yeah, I see what this is getting to. Yeah. And Tailwind, a utility-first CSS framework. Tailwind CSS, as per their own website, is a utility-first CSS framework which provides several of these opinionated single-purpose utility classes that you can use directly inside your markup to design an element. Some of the utility classes that I frequently use these days are Flex to apply a flexbox. I still don't understand flexbox entirely, you know. I mean, I know it's here to stay and it's been there for a long time, but yeah, I mean, I stopped doing CSS coding before this was a thing, and I still don't get this. Item centers to apply, okay. Rounded full, okay. Seriously, it's not impossible for me to list all of them. It's not possible for me to list all of them because there are so many of these utility classes. But the best part is, we don't know how to write these utility classes ourselves and keep them in any global CSS file. We directly get them from Tailwind. You can get a list of all the utility classes on Tailwind as well from the documentation page. Yep, that's what we got open here. Can I do a quick search, like, you know, if I wanted something like width? How does it work? I like this. I like this search. This search is amazing. So use W numbers or W pixels to set an element. Oh. This is so cool. I like this search functionality here on the documentation page. Thank you, Griffin. I heard it. Got it. I'm gonna keep it here as well. How to set up Tailwind. I'll move over to your article in a second. For the below hands-on demo, I'm using Tailwind CSS with a Next application. To set up a Next app with Tailwind CSS directly, use the following command: npx. Okay. I mean, yeah, this guy is using Node here, right? Advantages of Tailwind CSS. It's got a JIT in it. Nice. I'm trying to get to the bit where he actually creates a HTML file, includes Tailwind, and compiles down the Tailwind documentation. Sorry, the Tailwind CSS file. This is not it. This does not do that from the looks of it, right? Yeah, no, let's look at your your tutorial now, Griffin. So this is installing things. Cool. Step 3, add the paths to your template. Okay, add the paths to all your template files in Tailwind config.js. In other words, you will add the paths of the Tailwind classes to HTML files so that Tailwind knows what classes to scan for, extract those classes, and add only those styles to your style sheet. Yeah, I will do this. Let's do that. So, for example, I could have where's content? Yeah, here. Okay, so I'm actually gonna do anything from here, right? I can send you my repo, which is basically a bare bones Go Templ project working with Tailwind. That would be nice as well. Let's review it. Am I allowed to review on the stream? So I'm gonna check over that. But anyway, so if I did a so I've got that, right? So if I had a file here called index.html, and I added all my okay, I'm gonna ask ChatGPT to create me a very bare bones HTML file. There you go. Step 5, add the Tailwind directives for each Tailwind layers in your main CSS file. Okay, so if I had, like, for example, a style, sorry, style.css. Ooh. Yeah, no problem. It's basically got nothing in it. Cool. Yeah, I mean, when you do send it to me, have you already done it? Yeah, I see everything. Thank you. We'll take a look at that in a second. Let me just follow some of this tutorial here. Create a Tailwind CSS file in your root directory and add these directives to it. I guess I created the wrong file after all. This is your custom. This is your custom CSS file and also your input CSS. So in your assets CSS directory, create a style.css file. Then link it to your HTML file using the link tag. This is also referred to as your output file. This is getting a bit complicated. All right, so if we had, for example, assets CSS here, and then we move that. Oh, what the hell? Why does it not create a folder? We move that there. Wait, in your assets CSS directory, create a style CSS file, then link it on your HTML file. Okay, I'm gonna link that. In fact, oh, do I not have the HTML thing in here? No. I'm gonna have to Google. This is so embarrassing. CSS link tag. There you go. That's what I'm looking for. Link rel style sheet. So let's look into adding it from assets, CSS, style. Start the Tailwind CLI build process by running the CLI tool to scan your template files for classes and build your CSS. Alright, so I'm just gonna run this, I guess, right? Tailwind. Wait, what's all this source input CSS and output? I don't have that. Specified import file doesn't exist. Yeah, it doesn't. They asked me to create something and then link it to another thing, Tailwind.css. That works, right? So that's what they meant. That is a little, I guess it's a little mistake in the article. they should have added whatever it is that they asked us to create before. Tailwind.css. Rebuilding done in 180 seconds. Okay. Is this actually doing anything? Okay, there was that watch thing, which kind of made me think that this is behaving like a watch, so wherever it changes, it will add it. But anyway, so output.css, what's inside here? Yeah, using watch so he keeps watching. Oh, okay, yeah, cool. We're on the same page. So base components and that. Base components. Right, this did nothing. What did this actually do? Unknown rule. Tailwind, let's go. Oh, mate, yeah. Welcome, Ryan. Welcome. Ryan, please help me, dude. I have no idea what I'm doing here. Output is where your actual CSS file will go. Yeah, no, I understand that, but like, what is, like, there's nothing here. It just, okay, how does it know, like, where to get the classes from? So if I put a class here, is it just gonna work? So if I do whatever, width like 5, and I recompile it, is it gonna actually create that for me? That nice output? Styles.css. That should have been style here. Let's watch the style. So what is it? Assets, CSS, style.css. Why does it not exist? Oh yeah, that's why. Okay, so if I look into my output, yeah, there's nothing in here still, dude. Output, you have to include the output CSS as CSS file then. Yeah, that's what I'm wondering, because that's not what this article said, by the way. Can we agree on that? This article says, create a style.css file inside asset CSS, and then it says, before that it says create tailwind.css in your root directory. And then in here, it gives you an entirely different command with none of these files mentioned in it. So yeah, let's add the output to it. So, or even better, right? Can we change? I don't even know what I was using before. Yeah. Assets, CSS, style.css. Okay. I mean, it still doesn't seem to be doing much. Like, where's my width 4 class? I'm expecting to see something related to this. You know. Can I preview this? Maybe not. Open in File Explorer. Let this guy, I think the output.css should have the compiled CSS from the CLI, but it seems empty in your file. I've never done it outside of React or Templ. Ooh, yeah. Yeah, it seems a bit empty. So the output is actually just these 3 classes. I'm not sure, like, what these are supposed to import here. But yeah, I'm trying to figure out. I'm trying to match my files to whatever this guy is doing online. Ryan, my dude, you know this, right? Those 3 main classes should be in your main. Yeah, these are my main files here. So I've got all of them here on the Tailwind. Is that what I'm meant to do? So like I I'm using the import as a tailwind.css. I'm not sure if this is what you're meant to do, but this is the input, and then the output is on styles. I'm getting frustrated already with this. And then it just seems to copy over those import statements, or whatever this is. I don't know. I don't know what this is in CSS, by the way. Should we ask GPT? Let's ask GPT. Let's see what GPT says, right? Oh no, npm. I mean, this looks exactly the same as the article we just read, by the way. Is that guy stealing from GPT? Right, so what have they got here? They've got index and then the link to styles, rel style sheets. Styles.css is just that. And take styles and put onto the output. Finally, build your following command. And outputs minimize CSS named output that you can link into your HTML file. You now have a single Tailwind CSS project. Okay, this is kind of what I'm doing, right? Kind of, except they've got this. So that's the input, and then the output is but then it just copies over the shit here. I'm confused. Let's also copy this, and maybe it's just the HTML file that I'm using that really doesn't have anything important on it. So if we copy whatever's given to us by GPT, does it work? You have 3 CSS files, there should only be 2. I created at the start. Let's remove that, it's not important anymore. So if we do assets, CSS, style.css. So what's in output now? It's still the same. The only thing I can think of is that your Tailwind starts with a capital letter, but it could be a font too. No, yeah, it does. That's quite true. If this is the issue, man, I'm gonna cry. No, yeah, it just does that. I'm not the one writing that, by the way. Oh. I kind of just copied and pasted this from the article, so... Oh, it took a bit longer now. Can we get a heart emoji there for our boy Joey for figuring it out? How much time did we spend? Thank you, Joey. Thank you. Don't know what I'll do without you though, bro. That's good. That's good. So that's kind of what, yeah. So we figured it out now. So it includes the Tailwind stuff. Do we actually have like... Ah, okay, so we've got everything here as well. Nice. I'm liking this. No, this is obviously not minified. What is the command for minifying things? So minify the output, right? Let's minify the output. Ooh, yeah, beautiful. I like that. Obviously, we're not going to be running on that. That's cool. What the fuck? So now you need to include output.css, not style. Yeah, no, that's what I'm thinking of. So now, ideally, I have to put output here, right? So it will be like your dist and output.css. Out of interest, if this was just nothing, like if I deleted all of that, which is deleting all the output. Yeah, okay. Right, so that post was giving you the wrong vibes, basically. That had the wrong vibes. Which is cool. I mean, we at least got it. But now, what does it look like? What kind of stuff do we get here? So index. Wait, can I open this on the browser? Index.html. Revealing File Explorer. File Explorer, and then here we go. Nice. I mean, this isn't bad, and yeah, thank you, GPT. It's crazy. Like, why did I have the capital T? Yeah, here. This is wrong then. This man's post has a lot of wrong things in it. So first of all the files here are wrong because it tells you to create certain files and then tells you to kind of include other files with different names. And then this has a capital T, which clearly doesn't work. And yeah, there are no comments, right? Can we comment here? Hey, bro. Using Tailwind. Doesn't work. Apparently it needs a lowercase t. Also check the file names. I'm gonna give him an appraisal here though. Good tutorial, by the way. Let's be nice. Let's be nice. Oh no, I have to sign up with what? Sign in with Hashnode. What is that? I just want to give him some feedback. Can I just not give him the feedback without having to sign into 10 OAuths? Wait, what? What personal data does it need? This application will be able to read your private email address. Okay, that's fine. I don't care about my email address. It's already available to anyone online. Oh my god, I just want to comment. I just want to comment. So cool, right? I give up. I'm not posting any comments on that. Anyway, so yeah, so how can we include this into our project now? So thinking about including it into the Golang project. So now it should be fairly easy, right? First of all, let's take a look at how someone has already done this, and that someone is Griffin. Let's take a look at Griffin's project, which should be in here somewhere, right? If I can find it on Discord. Because what we need to do is we can probably add the all these like CSS generation steps into that make file that we've got, which should be fairly easy, to be honest. And then how do we include Tailwind classes into our Templ files? Because they are not JavaScript, they are not HTML files, right? So is Tailwind gonna like that? That's what I wonder. Do you know what I mean? So we've got Templ, Tailwind config. Let's take a look at the config that you've got here. Internal templates, anything.templ. That's what I thought. So you parse in all the Templ files. And let's see what you've got inside internal templates. So it just works, Griffin. So like this file just gets parsed fine by Tailwind without any problems. Like it doesn't complain about this syntax here, for example. If it doesn't, fair enough. That's what I'm, you know, that's probably the easiest thing we can implement then. We don't have to worry about abstracting out the HTML in a different file, only for us to include it inside the Templ file somehow with Golang. So I kind of like that. Yep, nice. Yeah, so let's do that. I like it. Right, so what can we do here? We can create a dummy page, right, for Templ, for Tailwind stuff. So Templ, we have view somewhere. And we've got the post HTML here, which we don't need it anymore. Actually, I'm gonna rename it. No, I'm not. I'm just gonna remove it. Delete whatever that is, and then create a new folder called. What are we doing here? Called Tailwind, right? And this is gonna be the Tailwind part of all our pages. So, for example, let's add an index here. Next.Templ. So if I add a package called Tailwind. Now, is this package going to be inside my views package? That's what I wonder. I guess not. Tailwind is not parsing the Templ files. You just include the compiled CSS files in your Templ head. Cool. Yeah, but I thought that this is what it's doing though, because clearly you add it to your watch list, right? Which is like here. So I thought this is going to scout like all the HTML documents and JavaScript documents that you've got, and then like see, oh, you're using container here, you're using MX Auto, blah blah blah, into your CSS file, right? That's the way I see it working. You just include the compile. Yeah. Correct me if I'm wrong though, but I thought, you know, it has to know how you're using the which classes you're using, right? Which means that it has to read the HTML files somehow. He looks for the syntax and puts the appropriate items in the... Yeah, that's what I thought. So he does have to read the HTML files, which means he has to read our Templ files. Unless I'm getting the wrong like model here, but at least that's what I got from the docs. But anyway, going back to this, let's basically just copy and paste the index Templ file. And let's put it here. We need to make a navbar as well. Call it header and footer. Okay, new file. Header.Templ. And then we're going to create another one called footer.Templ. It's going to be a copy and paste with some like slight changes for the Tailwind stuff. Let's copy that to footer. And then we have header as well, which is here. Yeah, I misunderstood. Yeah, no worries, dude. Like, it's good to have you guys look at all the stuff that I'm doing and saying as well, to make sure that I understand it right. By the way, I think the stream is quite delayed. I do apologize. Like, I had that conversation maybe like a minute ago. I'm not sure why it gets so delayed. It's a bit weird. Right, so we have all the necessary things for all this shit, man. What is this link thing? Where is it coming from? It's coming from the header. Link. Redundant type from array slicer. Wait, what? What is a redundant type? Can we just... Is that right? I can just do this? Like in C++ and... Good. You have to make sure you serve the output CSS as well. That stumped me for a while. Check my Mango if you need to. Okay, yeah, I see what I mean. So add a handler for serving that output generated file. I will check them in Go now. So what you've got there. So where are you serving that? Is it in temp? Build the errors. Yeah, it must be here, right? So you create a file server onto internal. Oh, okay, so in your internal you've got the output. Cool, yeah. No, I see what you mean now, yeah. Yeah, I mean, straight talk, I'm just gonna generate these to my static file server folder, so yeah. That's what I was planning on doing, so it's good that we're on the same page. Cool. Now, what can we change here? So first of all, head, right? Let's look at some, can we look at some good Tailwind? Let's look at the documentation, shall we? I mean, this is where we can start using this. So if we do Control K here, we can use center. Is center gonna be a thing? I want to center, justify center. Yeah, so all my content is going to be in the center here. So that's the first thing I'm going to do here. So I'm going to actually drop this. So I'm going to drop, actually no, I'm not going to drop that. I'm going to keep that as static style.css, right? That's what we're going to, in fact, output .css to make it clear that it's a generated output. And with this here, we can now look into make Navbar, which is going to be here. And in my header, I guess I gotta do a class here. Yeah, Tailwind is not working here, but you know, let's call it flex justify center. Okay. No, I don't want to save it. Oh. Right. And let's say, yeah, I just want to see what this looks like now. It's going to be, you know, very bare bones. Also, let's do that change in the make file. So we want to basically change, add some binary shit here. So basically we want to do a Tailwind, which is going to be Tailwind. And we want to generate the HTML files, we want to generate the Tailwind files now, right? So let's do that. So Tailwind, what was the command again that we used? This is what we used. See, the only thing I don't know, yeah, is like, why do we need this import file if it looks at the CSS files anyway? Like, why do we have to include our own CSS? Because I'm confused. I'm very confused. Like, what do you have, Griffin? Let's see. Do you have like your own CSS file being served as well? Oh my god, I missed your link again. Is the one with the Tailwind. Oh, okay, cool. Is the one with the Tailwind. Oh yeah, I was forgetting about that. So essentially I need to go into static and then create a new file here called style.css, and then we've got Tailwind, whatever we had in the other project, right? Tailwind guide. I forgot what we had there. And we should probably add the Tailwind config in here too, right? One of the things we forgot to do. We add that on the static page, and then let's do a Tailwind init here as well. And and we can add whatever it was that we had in the config. Okay, yeah. So we look for any HTML, right? So this one, we just want Templ files. Cool. Right, anything .Templ, actually, we don't need that. Because you also write your custom CSS, and then Tailwind will build. Ah, okay, so we. I see what you mean. So if you've got any custom CSS, we'll go into that file and then kind of put whatever custom CSS you have in the output file. Cool. Thank you very much. Right. Yeah, so I think we've got everything, right, to actually add it to the make file. So let's look at that. So Tailwind, and then I'm gonna just copy and paste whatever we had here. So in this case we've got static, and then we've got style.css, and then the output is going to be in static. We've got output.css. Good. Cool. And then the file we actually include in the HTML is obviously output.css. Okay, let's see if that works, right? So if we do a cargo, not cargo, Jesus Christ. If we do, well, let's use this terminal right here. I don't see why we shouldn't. Let's do a make build. Tailwind, no such file directory. Tailwind, no such file or directory. Okay, is my alias not being picked up? Tailwind. I guess Tailwind, whatever it is. So cat set show RC. I forgot the name of the binary. There you go, this one. There you go. Good. Like, yeah, we've got output here, and that has more stuff in it. Beautiful, 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 beautiful. So do we have flex here? Yeah, we have a flex, display flex. Good. So it seems to have generated the file for me, right? Now, let's serve this Tailwind as an index somewhere else, because I just want to try it in here. Let's add a get here for some experimental features, right? So we've got Tailwind, and then we've got, I guess, what are we doing? Oh, this is the admin app anyway, so what the hell am I doing anyway? You want to go into the actual app, wherever we have the home handler, we're going to create another one, which is called Tailwind. And we're going to slightly modify the home handler so we can actually views make index. Okay. What is this function doing? So it takes posts, a function that takes posts and returns a Templ component. Right. So we have factory. So factory is a function that takes a post and returns a Templ.component. Right? Undefined post. Why is it undefined? It's posts. Common.post. There you go. And now we can call in the factory here. good, that is good. And what we're gonna do now is whenever we should have, you know, broken this, of course, and call make index for this one here. Hopefully it just works like that. And then here we're gonna call views dot, no, this is the Tailwind, right? Tailwind dot make index on that one. Okay, I think we're good to go now. What is going on here though? There is an error somewhere in Tailwind. Or maybe not. Let's see. Let's do a make build again. In fact, we can run with air. Yeah, okay. One of the things that I didn't actually make sure is whether or not we had on the index Templ. Yeah, we're linking to output here, that's fine. So basically, if I go into my local host, we have the main app here, but then if I do Tailwind, we have that as well. So that's good. So yeah, we're starting to look okay, right? This is not much better than we had before, but we're getting there. Now, I want to kind of add a button for each of these things, right? So let's look at how we can add buttons inside Tailwind. So, buttons. Primary buttons. No, this is not what I want. Is there anything like a navbar or something? Which, okay, navbar. Navbars, yeah, let's see. That is better. So simple dark menu button on the left requires JS. And the code here. This is a lot of code. Gosh, yeah, no, this is not what I don't want anything like that. I want something a bit easier for now. Why does this one require JS and these ones don't? Let's get a code. Wait, what? What? This is pay to win. This is pay to win. What the hell? I have to pay to get it. Interesting. Now let's see if there's anything easier. Or menu. GPT, yeah. That's GPT, yeah. Let's see how good it is. Shout out OpenAI. Create a simple HTML navbar with Tailwind CSS. There you go, horizontal navbar with HTML. Tailwind doesn't really offer full components, yeah. So what have these guys got? I mean, yeah, let's replace this nav with whatever we've got, right? So it's easy now because we have everything in different components. Which languages do you speak? Vicentos. Vicentos, I know why you're asking that question, right? Because you're from Brazil, dude. And I do speak Portuguese. Bem-vindo ao stream. Bem-vindo, cara. I mean, I guess you're asking that question anyway, because that's, you know, Brazilians love to ask me where I'm from in the stream. I've got a master plays join the Discord. Welcome. Yeah, our navbar. Let's see. Make the navbar. So we have nav here. So we're gonna replace all of this with whatever we just copied from GPT. See, yes, he saw the Portuguese on the chat GPT prompt, so he's asking me what language I speak. That's the whole conversation here. A new sub. You mean like you subscribe to my YouTube channel? Thank you very much. By the way, if you're watching this, make sure that you guys like the video. You know, the old people know it already, but if you're new, please like the video. It does help me out quite a lot. And yeah, welcome to the stream, guys. Hope you have fun. Right. Like href. Now this is where we kind of gotta do this on each of the link, right? Pass. href, we've got Templ, and then the class is what we need to copy basically. Yeah. Right, is this gonna work? Let's see how good this is now. Range links, we've got range links here. You got the ref logo. Okay, anything that failed? I don't think so, right? We rebuild everything fine. Now let's see what our Tailwind looks like. I'm liking the memes, guys. Keep them coming on Discord. Okay, this is good. This is starting to look good. GPT actually gave us a nice little little navbar. I can't complain about it. The only problem is this is not spamming the whole thing, right? So let's see what's going on here. So nav background gray 800. So we wanna justify flex center header. Okay, yeah. I see why. This is because I added justify center here on the header. But if I just do that, and there you go, much better. Did you change the style sheet as well? Yeah, I had changed the header stuff, so. Oh, you mean did I change the style sheet? No, yeah. Copy that piece, yeah. I did indeed. Anyway, I like this. I kind of like this. So now font. I would like to change this font. Is there a good like free fonts that we can use? So let's see. You know, Tailwind fonts. Let's see what we can do here. The font family. I kind of want to set the font for everything the same. Guys, I'm getting messages on Discord, but if you're talking to me because of the stream, please message it on the stream here. But they're memes. Let's figure out what those memes are. I like them.
They've bought the gun. Use the battering ram.
Alright, dude. Those are some good memes. Thank you very much. Flashbang. Flashbang, is that the name of a font? Right, so yeah, let's figure out like what kind of font we can use here. I mean, this one isn't too bad, right? I mean, it's okay. I don't mind. Which font is actually this though? Can I see it? What is this font? No, why theme Discord? Oh yeah, thank you. Sorry about that. I mean, my browser is on dark mode. I'm not sure why it's the white Discord that you're seeing. Gandalf the White, right? Everyone uses Roboto. Let's have a look at that. I'll take your suggestions. Yeah, this is nice. Right, let's see how we can include the font Roboto. Give me the HTML classes, the Tailwind CSS classes needed to include the font Roboto into my HTML. See how good this is. Check SF Pro font. SF Pro font. I'll check that one as well. I mean, this is not free though, is it? Is it free? I know that the Google ones are, so like I can use this on my website, but this is nice though. I must say, this is like the Apple. This is the Apple font, isn't it? Roboto looks great. Yeah, Roboto is great. And welcome, Ermanayas. Welcome, dude. Good to see you again. Yeah. So right. Going back to GPT, what do we have here? So font class Roboto. Here's how to do it. By adding font class Roboto HTML10, Tailwind CSS will apply the Roboto font to all text within your HTML document. Okay, but this is not out of the box though, is it? Like, font Roboto, does it just work? Like, does this Tailwind actually have that font in it already? So if I went to my index page and then kind of added this here. Ooh. What is this doing? Tailwind is building just fine. Now, can I see the difference? Can I see the difference? No, I can't see the difference. So, like, it hasn't applied anything, has it? Yeah, I feel like font Roboto, whatever this gave us, like this is not actually a Tailwind class, right? Let's read on how we can add font families here. Font family. Utilities for controlling the font family of an element. Is there like a custom font, customizing your theme? By default, Tailwind provides free font families utilities across browser sans serif, cross browser serif stack. You can change, add, or remove these editing by editing the theme font family in your Tailwind config. Yeah, cool. So this is kind of what I need to do, right? So I need to edit this file here. Where is it? So can we snap everything? There you go. I need to edit this to actually include module exports. We've got theme and font family. And then I can do whatever, Robo. In your Windows terminal, Control-Shift-P and type focus mode. No, I don't want to do that. Thank you. Yeah, shoot, I've only ever done this in React. Yeah, I'm sure that there is a way to do it right here, right? So, Roboto, and then whatever, we're gonna add something here. I don't know what it is yet, but where is it? It removes the top tab line. Really cool. I will do that in a second, dude. I kind of like my setup though, so I don't want to change it too much. Tailwind does not automatically escape font names for you. If you're using a font that contains an invalid identifier, wrap it in quotes. Okay, yeah. I'm font family and make it available on my website somehow. Okay, open the file, please. And then I kind of have to put all of these into the CSS file so I can then add a font family for it. Just make sure that the license is fine though. So these fonts are licensed under the Apache license. You can use them in your projects and projects, print, digital, commercial, or otherwise. This isn't legal advice. Please consider consulting a lawyer. Cool. This is Apache 2. Module exports, theme, font family, sans, Roboto, sans serif. Yeah. I mean, I can do that. I can put Roboto here, but the thing is, I still need to like make it available, right? Roboto. Like this is not going to be available for us. Like if I did what he said, I mean, he wouldn't change anything, and then I can go into my index and then change font Roboto. Oh, it seems to have changed something. That's cool. But the thing is, I haven't made this available anywhere, so. Font family, Roboto. If I remove the sans serif though, because I kind of feel like this is going back to sans serif. Like Roboto is not actually being. Is it the same font? This doesn't look like this, does it? Like side by side. where is it? Also, that disappears. Okay, that just disappears. That good to know. Yeah, it doesn't look like Roboto here. So I guess it's just going back to sans serif. It's backing up to sans serif. Yeah, I think I have to somehow make the fonts available, right, on my website, on my CSS. So I have to write some custom CSS to actually import those fonts. Is that correct? I mean, you guys who do CSS should know this. I've not done much with CSS before, but I know that much at least. How to use custom fonts in Tailwind. Yeah, so we've got custom font. Using the import rule, download the font files. Oh yeah, I mean, we can do that as well. Google does give us that, right? The import. So there should be a... If we click on download, no, not download, type tester. I thought there used to be like a thing here where when you, it's like a CSS snippet they used to give you. Maybe not. Like preview. This looks good as well, though. View selected fonts, yeah. Ah, okay, there you go. So thin, and we can do something like, I don't want it italic, I just want a regular 400, so this one here. So regular 400, and we have the import statement from family sans serif, Roboto, and the import. There you go, this is what I was wondering. So now we can do this. I believe I just have to kind of put this on my index file now. Sorry, not my index file, my static CSS file, which is here. And if we put it here, let's see. So font family displays Roboto. Roboto has to be capital R. Let's match that with this as well. Roboto is here. I'm pretty sure we should probably recompile this. Okay. And then, see, let's see the difference now. So if we refresh, nope, no difference. Jesus Christ, there's no difference. How do I know if the font is working? Because it looks like sans serif still. Wait. Anyway, let's assume that this works. I'm not going to spend too much time here, but ideally this would work, right? Because we've got the style CSS with the import of the font here, and then we create the Roboto font family there on the Tailwind config.js, and we also link it back to our HTML file here using the font Roboto class. So yeah. I'm going to assume that this is working fine. In fact, there is a way to see if it's working, right? If I just chose a very shit font, like this one here, like it should be obvious if it's working or not. So if I select this font that I use a lot on my videos, you may have noticed it on my shorts, regular, select regular, and then let's view it here. And we've got Roboto. No, we don't want that. bangers regular, and if we do font family, if we copy the import, yeah, and if we put that import here, and now we create another one, yeah, another font. Bangers there. Right, that's how it works. And then say I were to change this one here to font bangers. Now, is this gonna work? Okay, is recompiling everything at least? Oh, it does work. There you go. So Roboto must be working, right? Now, how good is this font though? Be honest with me, guys. Do you like this font? Would you read this website? It just looks like it's made for a game, isn't it? Like a website for a game. 0. You don't like it. You don't like it at all. Yeah. If you don't like it, put the angry face on the chat there. If you like it, put the heart emoji. Would love that. But anyway, so let's change it to Roboto, because Roboto was actually quite good. I'll leave bangers for now as well. And the next thing that we need to do here is let's take a look at the main website. So if we go on the main website, what do we have here? We have the posts, right? So we need to do this. We need to do a centered, I guess, article for all the posts, right? And let's see how this is currently done on the normal index Templ file. So let's remove some bloat here, so these things can go. Yeah, those things can go, and then this is how we're doing the article. So we literally just have. Okay. We have an article for every kind of post that we get from the DB, right? So that's kind of what we want to do in the Tailwind Template as well. So we do have that currently. Now we basically just want to generate like a centered flex box, I'd guess, right? Where it's an article. Let me think about it though. So main would have to be, I guess, a flex box, and justify. Is it justify center? I believe it is. Let's see. Justify content on the center. Yeah, justify center, right? And then all of our articles are going to be justified on the center. So let's just see what it looks like, shall we? I mean, this should work. I don't know. I don't see why it's not currently working, to be honest. What do we have here? This did not work. That did not work. What is he even doing here? Okay. So each article, I kind of want to. No, that's maybe justify center is not what we want. Align the content on the center? What does that do? Is this what we want? Also not. I want to make each article just be its own column here, right? Now on Bootstrap, I guess I would set this to be a column like 12. So it takes 12 rows here. So 12 cells. Or 12 columns. Let's put the outline on each article in the first place. I think that should be. Let's get the mental model of how this is working. So with that, I've got so many things open here. There you go. Let's do rounded corners, rounded MD, rounded large. Let's do a rounded large, right? So each article is going to get a rounded rounded LG right there. And we're also going to get a border, right? So let's see if we can get a border working here. Border width. Border 8. No, maybe that's too much. Border 4, right? Let's do a border 4. And border color. Border style, is that a thing? Yeah. We want solid. We want bordered solid. Okay. One of the things I am missing here, extension. It's not really working on these Templ files, which kind of sucks, doesn't it? In fact, did any of you guys, Griffin, I think you've used this before, did you get it to work inside the Templ files, like the IntelliSense here? It's not giving me the suggestions. Border color, current inherit. Okay, there's a lot of shit here, dude. What the hell? Slate 50. I don't know how coloring works, so I need to see. I need to research how coloring is working here. Border rows. Let's do this one. Slate 700. Okay, so now we should have like rebuild everything. And okay, that's a little bit better. Now I want to make this spam the whole thing, right? To be centered. So it has to be a block. I kind of want a block. I kind of want each of these to be a block. Display block and inline. Inline block or block. Yeah, let's look at the block colors here. That didn't work. We haven't even got to snapping things yet, which is kind of sucks, but what happens if we have the outside being a flex? We don't want a flex box on everything, do we? This song sucks, guys. I'm sorry. I'm gonna remove it. On to the next one. This is Wii, isn't it? This is 100% Wii. Dun, dun, dun. Yeah, this is not relaxing at all, but maybe, you know, the bigger thing shouldn't be a flex. Let's see. What if main is not flex? What happens to it? There you go. This is more like what I wanted to do. Now I want to add some margin here. Let's see what the width things are. So what do we have with width here? Widths. Fixed widths. No, we don't want fixed widths. We want percentage or minimum and maximum. That's kind of what we want as well. Use W screen to make an element span the entire width of the viewport. Resetting the width. Okay. Also a shit song, sorry. How do I do like bootstrap things on this? Like, I just I want them to be like 9 columns big, but on the center, and then the rest of it would just be like, you know, centered. You know, this is the typical how to center a div, but in this case I want to make sure that the width is different for each viewport. So for example, for large screens, I don't want it to span the whole thing. I just want it to be like in the middle, kind of like, you know, maybe half of the screen and then centered. That's what I'm struggling to figure out. Maybe I need to get out of the bootstrap mental model first. Let's try that. Let's try W95. Now, what difference does that make to here? Oh, yeah, none, because I've got it wrong. Okay. Like 95 what point? What measure is this? So is it the same? Yeah, okay, good. It's the same for all of them. Let's see the margin. Do you have margin auto in this shit? There's no margin auto, right? Oh gosh, how do I center divs? Center divs. I'm stuck at centering the div, guys. Fuck me. Place content, justify content, align content at the center. Yeah, that's kind of what I want to do. Content center. Let's try adding that one to main here. If we do class content center. Did it work? No, it did not work. Place content in the center. Place content center. What does this do? To pack items in the center of the block axis. First of all, what is the block axis here on this thing? So the whole thing. Place content center. Does this work? No, it also doesn't work. Are there any errors on the Tailwind side of things? No, doesn't seem to be. Tailwind CSS, rebuilding, and done. Oh my god, I can't believe I'm gonna do this again. So let's Google. Try justify as well. Yeah, I can justify center. Let's try that. That's a good. Justify content on the center. I mean, it requires me putting it as a flex box, which means the inside elements will be aligned, right? Which is a little bit shit, but let's try that. Yeah, that's what I'm trying to avoid. I mean, they seem to be inlined, which I don't like. I don't know if this is what flex does. But yeah, Tailwind, one div per row, centered. That's what I'm trying to do. You can do flex rows. I can do flex rows. Oh, is this what you meant? This is grid template rows. So grid rows for grid rows column. Let's read what this does actually. So utilities for specifying the rows in a grid layout. Flex call. Okay, let's try that. Flexible direction column. Ah, okay. So this means that the only axis that's flexible is the columns. Oh, you're a genius, dude. Thing is, justify center didn't quite work though. That's the only problem. And also I gotta sort out this issue with, you know, not snapping and not changing the size. Well, one thing at a time. Let's try and center the div, right? Like any good CSS person, like any good person writing CSS. Oh, I have to add flex and flex call. Flex and flex call, okay. Okay, justify center didn't work. It's in the center of the div. You need to make the div screen width. I thought it was already. Like it is, the div is already like in the center of the div. Well, the thing is, like, this is the outside div, right, which is main. And then we've got each article, which acts as a div. It's essentially just a glorified div, which is just that size. And I'm trying to add margins. If I were to do this in CSS, which is like margin alter, right, that would kind of work here. But how do I do this with Tailwind? That's the question. Align center, is that? Content center. I'm gonna just try and add every single one of those and see which one kind of works. Have you tried the MX Auto? I've not tried that one yet. That's probably a good idea. That one also didn't work. MX Auto. Let's see. The container class sets the max width element, the min width for max width. Okay. The container might be something we've missed out. The container class sets the max width of an element to match the min width of the current breakpoint. This is useful if you prefer to design for a fixed set of screen sizes instead of trying to accommodate a fully fluid viewport. Know that unlike containers you might have used in other frameworks, Tailwind's containers do not center itself automatically and does not have any built-in horizontal padding. To center a container, use the MX pad. Okay, so basically, can I do a container here and MX Auto, and in here we're just gonna change those two. Yay, we've done it. Thank you very much, dude. Now the thing is, it would be nice, very nice, to maybe add some padding, I guess, to each of those elements. So let's try that. And then padding and margin, right? So we need both of those. So we need padding left, P0. So it kind of, I guess it's kind of the same as Bootstrap, right? Let's try and add it here. Padding 8. Okay. 8 is obviously too much for us, so we're gonna go with like 4 in this case, maybe half of that. Great, and now the margin, right? So we need to add a margin on each one of those. So we've got margin bottom to set it to 4 as well, right? Whatever it is to match this number here, which might be 8, but we'll see. Margin bottom equals 4, and then it doesn't quite match that, but I'm happy anyway. Now, H2 isn't getting any special treatment here, so let's add some title stuff, right? Title or heading. Headings are unstyled. All heading elements are completely unstyled by default, as you can see, and have the same font size and font weight as normal text. Good. Okay, so that means we just have to do the styling ourselves. A little bit shit, but oh well. Text transform, text indent, font size, font weight. We need font size, font style, and font size, yeah. What style though? Italic and non-italic, okay. Don't care about that. Text 2XL, right? So that's what we need in the thing here, class. Text 2XL there. And what else do we need? The font weight as well. We want bold, right? So we want font bold on that one. Font size, okay. Now we should be able to see, you know, a little bit better now. Of course, I want to change the color of the text as well. Text color. So we want slate 50. What are these slate classes, by the way? Maybe I'm confused. Slate white, text slate 50, gray. Let's go for this one and see what happens, because I thought it's like Tailwind picks from a predefined list of colors that you set somewhere, and that's going to be something that we can look at. Okay, I know that's definitely like not what we want. I want to pick the same color as whatever is on the default color here. That's all. That's what I want to do. Let's see. Is there anything saying text gray, hover? Like this one here. Background gray 800. So text gray 800. Let's try that one. Text gray 800. Yeah, much better. Obviously the links as well. So let's style those links. Or anchor, right? Anchor, link. I mean, I guess we just gotta do text transform, wrap, underline, offset, font style. Oh, we already have that one up here. How do we set things like I just want to style the link. And in CSS, there's like multiple ways of doing it, right? So you have the anchor, and then you have like when you hover, when you have already clicked on things. Is there a way to do that programmatically? Well, in a Tailwind way, basically. Tailwind CSS links. Yeah, that's not the default link that I'm getting though. But we're gonna go for this anyway. So href, and then we've got class, and then we're gonna paste all of that, and the only thing we're gonna change is, ooh, there's a dark mode thing here. Cool. I guess there are ways of setting the dark and white mode things, right? Okay, so we have a link now. Kind of weird, kind of. It looks like a link at least. Okay, the only thing is that I'm not seeing the bold. I want the bold. Good, yeah. And it still takes us to, yeah, the post page is what we're gonna do next. And we've got to read more these things. So Tailwind container size. I mean, I guess we already had that up here, right? So if we just look at the container, responsive variants. The container class also includes responsive variants like MD container by default that allow you to make something behave like a container only a certain breakpoint and up. Right, yeah. That's kind of what we have with Bootstrap, isn't it? So centering by default. Center container by default. Set the center option to true in the theme container. Cool. Adding horizontal padding. Do I have breakpoints? Like, how can I find all the breakpoints? MD, MX auto. Okay, this is getting advanced now. What does that CSS actually look like, by the way, right now? It's not that big, actually. And if we minimize it, let's change the makefile, shall we? I want to see a minimized version, how big it actually is. I'm interested to find out. Minify, I think it was, or -m. So we have the output. That is so cool. Like, see the static. This is 5.7 kilobytes, so not that big at all. That's amazing. How big is the sample CSS? 8.4 kilobytes. 8.4, yeah. But is this like compressed? No, this is not compressed. It'll be really cool if we can implement this whole thing with the same or less kilobytes than simple.css. So anyway, I need to look at a tutorial on how to make responsive Tailwind. Oh, I guess it's gonna launch us back to this. So we responsive design. There are 5 breakpoints by default inspired by common device resolutions. So we can change the width, alright. So this is the default width. How does the breakpoint happen? Small devices, okay, cool. Yeah, let's try those now. So if I go into my index file again, my index Templ. These are still here. Well, this is the contact one anyway. So basically, this is saying that I can change this. So So like the width is that 96 here. Obviously it doesn't change anything, but I want to know what the width actually means. Like 96 what? Can I put more? Can I put like 200? Does it work? 200 does work. Like, is it points? Do you know which measure this is? This will be points, right? And obviously it doesn't. Oh, so by default it kind of. It does snap here. Alright, so on very large screens, which is what did we have here? 2XL. Maybe we just applied the XL. So XL, what do we have? The width. It's going to be a bit less, right? So XL. Width is going to be like 100 or something. Let's see. Do we have that now? What is the size of my screen? Right. Oh, it's 2000. Why has this not worked? If I just do 10, what happens? Okay, now that works. Let's do something like, I don't know, like 110? Is that working? So 110 is obviously too much. Let's try 96 now. I'm just gonna keep my finger here to see like what difference it's actually making. What? I don't understand this. Why is 110 to 96 such a big difference? What am I missing here? What are these measures? I am so confused right now. Like, but 99 is this, but then 96 is such a difference. Right? I'm just getting very confused right now. What the hell? Does anyone know what this is? Like, what is going on here? Because if you change it to 110, it's very big, but if you change it to 96, it's very small. So I'm wondering which measurement, like what measurement is this referring to? I guess it's better if you look at the documentation, right? So the documentation, sorry, for the width. Oh, it's REMs, okay. So 96 is 24 REM. So there are some predefined ones that I guess if you change it to, it will just like use the REMs instead of like, I guess, percentages or whatever. Like, let's see, percentages, 3/4. Yeah, I need to like have a whole read on this because I want to understand like which sizes are the best ones that we can use here. That's one of the things I find difficult with CSS actually. Like there are so many different ways you can specify sizes, and there are different advantages and disadvantages for each of the ways you use. I don't know which one to use. I think with Tailwind you can have a custom spaces. See spacing doc probably width uses that as well. Let's see that spacing. Oh, this is letter spacing. Custom spacing. Okay, so you set the spacing here. Cool. Do you know which size specification I should use for things like this? Because before I would just before Bootstrap I would just come in and use pixels everywhere. Obviously that's not very good because it's not very responsive. Then you can use like percentages and things to make it a little bit more responsive. And then Bootstrap came in and I just used the predefined sizes in terms of columns. So I'm wondering like which how should I space things here in Tailwind? Maybe I'm expecting it to be basically Bootstrap when it's not, right? But I agree, I hate that with CSS too. I never know what to do, so I always use pixels, but that doesn't always work as a, I mean, I would love to use pixels everywhere, but I just know that it's not very responsive, that's the thing. And it's like a fixed size, right? It's very different sizing in different screens as well, so it's not very ideal to, it's not ideal to use pixels everywhere. But I just hate it how I never know like which measure to use in CSS. But anyway, this isn't looking too bad. I mean, I just got to figure out the sizing here. We've got most of the stuff there. I mean, the other pages will definitely be kind of similar. One of the things that I definitely have noticed here is that if you come into the page, obviously snapping is very hit and miss. Like this is not working the way it's intended. It's supposed to be, bigger in here, and then when you snap, it becomes like smaller. But yeah, I mean, I don't know what's going on here. But one of the things that I did notice is that the menu at the top is not working properly when you have like no space here, right? So I need to figure out why this isn't working in the first place. We also definitely need to style this like very, very well. So I kind of want to get this looking a little bit prettier. Obviously the posts will not look like this in the end. They will hopefully look a lot better. I might get like a friend of mine, I might pay a friend of mine to actually come in and write some. Brian, if you're still on, mate, I'm willing to pay you, dude, to make this look nice. And yeah, we can kind of like replace whatever we had before, right? Which is simple.css. We can't replace it right now because this still looks better than what we had. Like with all the coding stuff, and yeah, it just looks a lot better than what we have currently here. But yeah, guys, I think I'm probably gonna call it a stream here. However, I did enjoy doing some Tailwind. It's not that difficult. I mean, they have a standalone application that makes it very, very easy for you to just add it to your path and then be able to kind of compile your custom CSS files and your HTML files into a very minimal CSS output that you can include everywhere, right? That song sucks. And I think we need to build more on top of this, really. I mean, this is obviously something I'm not going to be able to do in one day, so I might do a few more streams later on. But I think we've achieved what we wanted to achieve in this video, which is like we included Tailwind building into our like web dev environment. So like whenever I replace one of the classes in a Templ file, it automatically recompiles Tailwind and everything else because of like that make file that we had at the start. So I think we've achieved what we wanted to achieve today. And yeah, I'm quite happy. I mean, it may have looked a little bit boring, but it was nice doing it anyway, and I had a fun time chatting with all of you. Anyway, guys, thank you very much for joining, and I'll probably see you again on Saturday if I do a stream, and if not, you know, I'll see you on my shorts or something. Thank you very much, guys. Don't forget to like the video, and bye bye.